You're listening to the Murder Speaks podcast, the show that spills the tea about true crime. Here's your host, Wendy Hinbest.
Hey, welcome back to Murder Speaks with your host, Wendy.
And co-host, Brent. My job, as always, is to listen to the story for the first time, represent the audience, ask questions, try to confirm the timeline and the narrative of the story. And that's it. So take it away, Wendy.
Okay. So today's real crime story is about 30-year-old Tiffany Jackson Pugh of East Point, Georgia. Tommy and Patricia Jackson welcomed their beloved daughter, Tiffany Nicole Jackson Pugh, on September 9, 1984, in Rochester, New York. She grew up alongside her beloved brother, Brandon. The close-knit family also comprises Tiffany and Brandon's half-siblings, Tommy Boykin, Sumatra Whitehead, and Tymisha Jackson.
Wait, all three of them have different last names?
I guess, yeah, they all have different last names.
Okay. So a very mixed family. Okay.
She attended Clark Atlanta University with a BBA degree in logistics, materials, and supply chain management. She started working at Delta Airlines in 2006, and she started as a customer service representative. Then she was promoted to a commodity manager.
Oh, that's quite the promotion.
Yeah. Tiffany was smart, fun-loving, and driven. She met Andre in her senior year in university. Andre was known as DJ Awesome in Atlanta's nightclub scene.
Oh boy, a DJ.
He was a DJ at Club Onyx. They got married on Valentine's Day in 2009, and they had 2 children, Jasmine and Andre Jr. I'm not sure if it's Jasmine or Jasmine, but Jasmine or Jasmine and Andre Jr. On November 23, 2014, Andre Pugh just finished his shift when he got an alert that his home security was triggered. He was distraught because his children were in the house.
What's going on?
I think my wife was murdered, man. I got ABC call me, somebody broke into my house.
Okay.
Oh my God. Please not do that today. That today, man.
When the police arrived, they found Tiffany deceased in the guest room on the first floor. She was shot in the head. She was bleeding from a gunshot wound to her left eye, which was swollen and oozing, and she had no pulse. Her crying toddler was sitting on her chest. The child was not injured, but was trying to wake Tiffany up. It's so sad.
Yeah,
I know.
it's very sad. Yeah.
It's very sad. I mean, only a monster would do something like that. The children were reunited with their father, who was waiting outside.
He was waiting outside the whole time?
Yes.
He never went inside and got his kids?
So officers found the basement door and storm door unlocked. A basement window open with its screen cut, and the gate to the backyard open. During a sweep of the house, they found nothing else of interest. A side door was ajar. It looked like the intruder went in through the window and left through the side door. When the alarm went off, it probably scared the intruder, and they left in a hurry through the side door. There wasn't anything out of place, but there were 3 shots fired, and the first one missed. It went through her headboard and to the back of the house. 1 shot under her breast into her chest. The one that killed her went into her head. The first 2 shots were fired from inside the doorway. Whoever shot her was standing over her. She was shot at close range. There was no evidence of sexual assault, and nothing was taken from the house. And at the time, there was no motive. The murder weapon and shell casings weren't found.
Oh, okay.
Tiffany didn't have any...
Well, wait. But he couldn't have been in that much of a hurry if he took the time to clean up the shell casings.
I mean, that's true. I never thought
Unless
of that.
it was some type of a gun that maybe holds the shell casings, but never heard of that before.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they picked up the shell casings and then took off. Tiffany didn't have any defensive wounds. There were no hair, fibers, or DNA collected. There were cameras all around the house, inside and outside. So the police reviewed the cameras. They saw a dark-colored car pulling up to the house moments before the alarm was triggered. But they couldn't see the license plate or the driver. The person could have been familiar with the cameras and knew where they were placed. So the police spoke to Tiffany's husband. He was DJing at Club Onyx the night Tiffany was murdered.
Yeah, he was there, but he could have easily had somebody go and do this.
He said he noticed his side gate was open, but he never leaves it open. Andre stated that upon arriving at home, he went inside to find the alarm still armed. He called Tiffany's name, but she didn't answer. When he turned on a light in Tiffany's room, he just saw a body, but he claimed that he did not notice any blood and that she appeared to be sleeping.
What?
He also claimed that he did not try to wake Tiffany because he was scared. Andre then went downstairs and found broken glass. He stated that he told responding officers that he could not find his son and that his wife was not moving. So we called 911. When asked why he left his children inside the home, despite signs of an apparent break-in, Andre responded that he did not want to wake the other children. What's he start laughing?
I mean, the gun was shot 3 times. They were awake. The baby was sitting on her chest crying.
Andre responded that he did not want to wake the other children and that he was unable to find his son.
This is the stupidest excuse I've ever heard. If I was the cops, I would arrest him on sight from just that sentence.
He said he told the alarm company to turn off the alarm because he thought it was a false alarm and he didn't want to wake up the kids.
What? But he said she wasn't responding. He said he didn't wake up the kids. Okay. His story is falling apart in seconds here.
Basically, you're gonna hear that he keeps changing his story, and his stories don't make sense.
Yeah, because they don't. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because he's clearly involved.
I said, if you don't mind, can you just turn off the alarm? That way you don't wake up the kids. At that point, I called my wife. Called her 3 times. She didn't answer. My house was pretty dark. Only thing I noticed was my side gate open. I never leave my side gate open. Then I go into the house. I was scared. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. If I say bang, bang, she normally wakes up, especially if I'm in a panic mode. She can hear me. I said, my wife is not moving. Somebody please go in there and check on her. Every Saturday, she sleeps downstairs. That way I can sleep upstairs and get a proper rest. Till I get home by 5:30 in the morning.
So the police interviewed his boss.
I got a phone call about 6:05 a.m. From DJ Hudson. He says my house has been broken into. They went into the basement. I said, do you need me to come to the house? He's like, yeah, come to the house. They went into the house. They told us to stay out here. And I was just trying to console them.
The police checked Andre's cell phone.
The real question is, why did he call his boss first? Like, if your house is being broken into, who thinks to call their boss? Like, you call the police first. Like, it's just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, it'd be one thing if it was like his best friend down the street that had a gun and he was calling him because he thought somebody was in the house, but to just call your boss is like...
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense why he would call his boss.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that he's looking for a cover story. Like, he wants his boss there so that his boss can tell him, like, to tell the police, like, yeah, he was working tonight, and then when he got home, he called me, so I came straight over. Like, I think it's just part of his cover story. I don't think his boss is involved. I think his boss is, like, you know, he's just using the boss, like, to provide a story for what he was doing.
An alibi, yeah. The police checked Andre's cell phone and gave him a gunpowder residue test. The results came back negative.
Yeah, because he was at work. He got somebody else to do it.
Then the police found out their marriage was in trouble. Tiffany confided in her father. She wanted to divorce Andre, and she told Andre that she wanted to divorce him. She told her father that he wasn't angry about it, and he accepted it. Tiffany's father talked to Andre, and he seemed to be okay. In September 2014, Tiffany consulted a divorce attorney, made plans to move out of the marital residence on December 1st, and intended to file for divorce. According to Andre's boss, Andre was angry with Tiffany for wanting a divorce. When Andre was interviewed, he told police that he only had one phone. But Tiffany's father told the police that Andre had 2 phones, so the police got a search warrant for both phones. There were text messages between Tiffany and Andre about her leaving him and he was threatening her. Text messages between Andre and Tiffany showed problems in the relationship. 5 days before Tiffany was murdered, Andre texted her,
I won't let you leave me now or never.
Tiffany responded,
Now or never?
Yeah, now or never.
That's poor English, but okay.
Tiffany responded that she took the statement as a threat. In other text messages found on Andre's phone, Andre engaged in sexually explicit conversations with multiple women.
That's on the second phone?
I guess on the other phone, yeah, the phone that he said he didn't have. Exchanged sexually explicit photographs with other women, and stated that he cheated on Tiffany every time she was out of town. And Andre...
And he's upset, angry, and confused as to why she wants to divorce.
Exactly, I know. I wonder why she wants a divorce, Andre. Crazy. He's probably one of those guys that are like, I can cheat on you, it's fine, but you dare not cheat on me.
Yeah.
Right? And Andre wasn't good with money. He was borrowing money from Tiffany. So if she divorced him, he would have nothing.
Well, he's a DJ. How much money did... Unless you become like a famous DJ opening for like huge bands, which is like 0.000000001% of DJs. Yeah, DJs are notoriously poor. Like,
Says I just got a call from the alarm company that my house is broken into. They went into the basement.
I guess from the police's perspective, because we're not exactly sure of the timeline of all this stuff now, but so he called his boss,
Cliff,
whatever. So he called his boss anyway to come to the house. I'm not exactly sure if he was at the house when he called his boss or if he was in his car driving to the house. Because if he was in his car driving to the house and said that somebody went in through the basement, there's no way he could have known that before he got there. If he called his boss after he got to the house, then it's entirely possible that he may have seen the basement. But I'm assuming, based on the cops being very suspicious of that particular statement, that it must have been before he got into the house that he called his boss and told him that.
I think so. So the alarm company never told Andre anything about the basement window in the backyard. So I think, when the alarm company called him to tell him that the alarm had tripped, that's at that point he said, he called his boss from the car and said, leave me at the house. Somebody broke into my house.
Yeah, plus earlier in the story he said that ADT told the police that it was triggered by the window in her room and another window in the house. That's not even the basement door. So the basement door is an interesting detail because it doesn't sound like ADT had any information about the basement door.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So like I said, the alarm company never told Andre anything about the basement window in the backyard.
Wait, basement window or basement door?
Basement window in the backyard.
Okay.
They only knew about the alarm on the windows being tripped in the living room and the guest bedroom.
Yeah, living room and guest bedroom, yeah, okay.
That's it. So that detail didn't even come from ADT, so why is he telling that to his boss, right?
Yeah.
Also, when Andre called 911, he told the operator that Tiffany had been murdered, but again claimed that he had not been inside the home.
No, he said he did go in the house because he said he went in and saw her laying there, and he told the police that he thought she was sleeping, so he didn't bother to wake her up, and he left the kids, and then he went downstairs and saw the broken glass.
Well, based on my research, I think he changed the story. He's
changed the story a few times.
I think he told ADT or he told 911 in the beginning that he never went in the house, but then I think after the fact he did tell that when he was being interviewed by the police, he said, yes, I went in the house and I called her name, she didn't answer.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like his story is... It's not just that it's inconsistent. Like his story is wildly different on multiple different tellings of it.
Yeah, keeps changing. Surveillance footage showed that upon parking and exiting his vehicle in front of the home, Andre, in fact, did not enter the home in the manner he described and instead waited for the police outside.
Oh, he never entered the house?
Apparently, based on the surveillance, no, he did not even go in the house.
Oh.
Yeah. One of their neighbors discovered images recorded by their surveillance cameras minutes before the murder. There were two cars constantly passing by, but it was too dark to see the driver. But the police noticed that one of the brake lights on the car was missing. It captured the car circling the block around 4:45 a.m. before getting parked in front of Tiffany's house for a short period of time. The police collected records from the cell phone tower that serviced Tiffany's neighborhood. They collected the numbers of every phone accessing it within a 3-hour window of the murder.
It's his car. His car's there. I know what happened here. This club probably closes. Most clubs. I don't know about Atlanta. I know clubs in Ontario have to close at 2. So this club probably closed at like 2 or 3. He dipped out, went home, killed her, went back to work, and then acted like he left work at that time. That's my guess.
It's your guess? Okay. They then cross-referenced the phone numbers on that report to both Andre's phones, and one was a match to Adrian.
Adrian.
I'll explain who Adrian is in a second. Data from Andre's and Adrian's cell phones showed that both phones were near the residence just before the murder and that several calls were exchanged between the phones. Adrian was Andre's good friend and the best man at his wedding, the godfather of his son, and a pallbearer at Tiffany's funeral. The police noticed that Adrian's black Infiniti had a brake light that was out, and it was on the driver's side as in the video surveillance.
I mean, that could be a coincidence.
I don't think so. There was also incriminating text messages between Adrian and Andre.
Hey, will you kill my wife? Yes, I'll kill your wife.
The police questioned Adrian and asked him where he was the night of the murder, and he lied. But his Google location put him on Andre's street at the time of the murder.
Or at least his device.
Andre was arrested, and he blamed the whole thing on Adrian and said Tiffany owed him money.
So Andre said that it was all Adrian's fault because Tiffany owed Adrian money.
Yeah. So basically, Andre acted like he had no idea why Adrian killed his wife, and maybe he was upset because she owed him money. Basically threw Adrian under the bus.
I don't know how to express this on audio, but I am rolling my eyes so hard at that terrible, terrible excuse of a story.
He came in the booth, he hugged me. He said, listen, I killed your wife. And I said, what are you talking about? Are you insane?
Did you ask him why he killed your wife?
Adrian has a real bad temper. She accused Adrian of stealing some money from her. And he got pissed off about that.
The most confusing thing about Andre's story, really, in all this, is why Adrian's even there. Like, why did he, like, Andre was there when the murder happened. Why did he need his friend there? He could have easily done it all by himself. Like, by involving a third person, you put all this extra risk on, somebody else knowing the truth. And then secondly, why didn't Adrian tell Andre to go to hell? Like, why do I need to be there if you're already there? Like, you just want, like, did he just want somebody else to pull the trigger? Like,
He's the one who gets hands dirty.
Yeah.
He didn't want his hand, he didn't want fingerprints on the gun. He didn't want to anything to do with the
like,
weapon.
I don't care how good of friends we are. If you tell me, like, hey, would you kill my wife? I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it either. Yeah, to call the police and tell.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't,
Like, even if you're a criminal, you just be like, no, you do it. Why am I going to go there and do it?
Yeah.
You're already there. You do it. And as a good person, which obviously this guy is not because he did it. But if he was a good person, as soon as your friend approaches you and says, hey, would you mind killing my wife for me Friday afternoon? You would say, no, I would not like to do that. And then you would contact the police.
Yes, exactly. That's what a good person would do, exactly. A co-worker of Tiffany's, with whom she had a romantic relationship in the weeks before her death, testified regarding Andre's suspicion about their relationship. Andre's boss testified that Andre placed a second phone in Tiffany's vehicle to use as a GPS tracker because he thought Tiffany was possibly cheating.
Because every guy that cheats, or every partner in a relationship that's cheating, always accuses and thinks the other person is cheating.
Exactly. Exactly. And that he had previously sent Adrian to the marital residence to lock Tiffany out of the home. Within 36 hours after Tiffany's murder, Andre reported to his boss that he went to the Social Security office to find out how much he can get for the passing of his wife, and that, based upon what Social Security told him, he was going to be able to maintain paying his mortgage. A family friend testified that before Tiffany's funeral, Andre sought her help in contacting Tiffany's employer's benefits provider.
Wait, I'm confused. Wait. The Social Security office?
Yeah.
Was she on welfare? I thought she had a job.
She did have a job, but maybe, I'm not sure why he went to the security office, but that's what he did.
Well, I don't know how Social Security works in the States. So.
Yeah, we don't know, right?
Because you would think, like, I don't know what Social Security has to do with anything. If a person passes, you would think that it would go through your insurance company, but they might have different laws and rules on how these things work in the States.
The police charged both of them for the murder of Tiffany Pugh. But Andre was the mastermind. He left the window open in his basement for Adrian to get in. He created a path through the surveillance cameras, and he told Adrian which bedroom Tiffany would be sleeping in. Andre and Adrian didn't know that the gunfire triggered the alarm. See, I think...
So it wasn't the windows that triggered the alarm?
It wasn't really...
No, you said the first gunshot missed, and it went through the headboard and then through the wall. So it may the bullet itself may have just disturbed the window enough to trigger the alarm.
I think this whole plan got destroyed because of the alarm system.
Stop. It goes way further back than that where this plan got destroyed.
Oh, I know. But
where this plan got destroyed is that you had an incompetent idiot, Andre, planning out the worst possible scenario for this murder, and then another idiot, Adrian, being involved in it. It's two morons that don't know how to do anything. Like, there's no planning on this at all.
No,
really.
I know.
Just very minimal. Like, hey, if you go through this way and avoid the cameras, but you're not thinking about, like, how many cameras on other people's houses.
There's so much.
Didn't even account for the fact that, like, just blasting a gun off in the house could cause all kinds of chaos. Not to mention neighbors hearing it and coming out and seeing what's looking.
That poor child was lying there.
The kid probably wasn't in the bedroom at the time.
No, he was. He was lying on the woman's belly.
I don't think he was laying on her belly when the guy shot her.
I guess not, maybe.
I think the kid heard the gunshot, was scared, went to see his mom, and his mom wasn't responding. So he was just sitting, laying on top of her because he was so scared.
I can't imagine. That's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, the alarm put a timestamp on the crime. So Andre Pugh was found guilty of all charges. He was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. He is currently serving at Telfair State Prison, according to the Georgia Department of Corrections. And on October 18th, 2022, Adrian Harley was convicted and received a life imprisonment sentence without the option of parole.
Yeah, Georgia's a Republican state, so it doesn't surprise me that they got like very severe penalties. Although I think Georgia's been shifting more and more Democrat, so eventually the Democrats will probably get in. There'll probably be a lot less lower penalties for these kinds of crimes. But as it stands right now, it's like life penalty, life imprisonment is, and it was as well it should be. Especially in this case, you kill a woman in her house with her kids there. Like there should be no way you ever get into jail for committing a crime like that.
You're a monster. It's heartbreaking. Can you imagine the toddler was trying to wake his mother up.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
It's heartbreaking.
So all the trauma. Like it should be a given that if you commit murder, at least first degree murder, that it should be life in prison. Like second degree murder can get a little tricky because sometimes there's a lot of circumstances around it. So I'm not 100. I mean, I can see there being times when you say 20 years, 30 years in prison. But like a first-degree murder, especially like one like this, it's like, it should just be either the death penalty, which I don't really believe in, because of how often law enforcement makes mistakes and convictions happen to people that don't deserve it. But I definitely believe in life imprisonment for murder because, I mean, you killed somebody. You've made a decision that they will never be able to do anything ever again. At the very least, your consequence should be you never get to be free again.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. So that's it, people. Please comment down below. What are your thoughts on this case? For everyone out there who knew Tiffany Jackson, we're very sorry for your loss. We mean no disrespect. All the sources are in the show notes. Very heartbreaking about the child. Very heartbreaking that the children don't have a mom. I'm a mom too of 5, and I couldn't imagine. So very, very heartbreaking. Before we go, we just wanted to mention that we do have a Patreon.
So go to Patreon and check out our bonus episodes. Every week we put up a free episode on YouTube. At our podcast. I guess it's on YouTube too. It's all over the place.
Yes.
And then we got the second episode that goes up every week on Patreon. So go there and check it out. It's $5 a month, 1 episode a week. That works out to $1.25 an episode. We think it's a good deal. So go check it out.
Yep. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.